Morning, AJ. Week 98. So today is the 9th, and this will be coming over on the 10th of March. So yeah, nearly 100 weeks, which is exciting. Looking at what's gone epic, I think the biggest thing really in terms of training is getting the 22 and a halves up. And I know obviously you said about watching the eccentric and the stability and stuff, and I will nail those. I think for me it was just actually getting those weights up. I know I did them once in the gym when I had a spot, but I've only really touched those once. Well, that would have been my second time. And considering how awkward the dumbbells are, I mean, they are the size of Ford Fiestas and all the different bloody plates I had to put on. I'm really, really pleased with that. So yeah, so that would be my win of the week, and I'm obviously just going to perfect that work, keep at the 22 and a halves, work more on the stability and the eccentric, etc., making sure that I control it. So that was great. Also remembered to count the plates on my RDL this morning, so did do 85, and I know I was up to 100 just before Christmas in the gym, and when I'm back in the gym, I guess it depends how far into prep I am. I'll obviously be chasing that down, but the way the setup is in our shed and the bar, and it doesn't feel quite as good to get quite as heavy, if that makes sense. But I'm just glad that I obviously counted it right this week. So yeah. In terms of training week overall, been really good. Obviously, I've sent you some form clips. So on Thursday, when I do legs, I'll raise my heels on the squat. I'll try and do my Bulgarian on the bench. The bench isn't particularly stable, which is probably where half the shoulder thing comes as well. It's not the cheapest, but it's not one of the most expensive. And also, we've got the floor that we've got. It just doesn't make it massively stable. It's not terrible, but what I'll do is I can ram I can ram the bench up against the lat pull down, and then do it from there. So I'll try both of those things, and yeah, concentrate on the shoulder press on Friday. The rest of the training's been pretty good. Feeling that I'm progressing. No niggles, no really rubbish sessions. Even though, so Saturday sleep's been not so bad. I'll talk about it a little bit more. Well, I may as well talk about sleep now. So I've been really concentrating on the self-care, and sleep has been on the whole better. But Saturday night I had a particularly bad night. I was absolutely frustrated. I try not to read much in bed anymore. Obviously I've stopped that, but I ended up reading. Then I was listening to an audiobook. Then I listened to a guided meditation, and I just could not get off to sleep. From about, I think I woke up about 2, and then I think I drifted back off about 6 for maybe an hour and a half. But I trained on the Sunday. I said to Kate, I want to get the training done anyway, because otherwise it just messes up rest days, and it's part of our routine. And actually it wasn't bad at all. I improved on front squats for weight and reps, which was really good, and my split squats as well, which is actually fast becoming my favourite kind of free weight squat, which is weird. But yeah, so that was the only one that I thought might be odd, but it was still a really good session, even depending, considering how tired I am. Expenditure, I have worked hard on keeping my steps down, because obviously we don't want to accumulate too many steps before we go into prep, but also just from not wanting to be fatigued and not wanting to lose weight, wanting to sort of hold on to every bit of weight that I've got, because I'm not jumping up massively in weight. But yeah, get enough steps in, fresh air first thing in the morning, so that's fine. Nutrition, I've hit my numbers every day. Yeah, feeling fine. Didn't eat out at the weekend. Didn't have alcohol. No issues with adherence, but I don't think I ever do really. No issues with stimulants, digestion, bowel movements. In terms of appearance, feeling more confident. I do feel that I'm back to sort of pre-operation condition, even though that I'm not conditioned, if that makes sense. But I don't feel sort of soft and so out of condition. And also, obviously, before I pushed right up to 74 kilos, so I'm nothing like that, which is great. Enjoying the posing. I'm posing every day, and it is becoming easier. And I'm just not getting frustrated about the front relaxed. I know you said before like last week. Just chill about it. When you're leaner, you'll probably see it more, etc., etc. And also, I will have more time with Darren and much more opportunity to practice that. I'm just practicing, just doing the movements and getting used to it, etc. Which is great. I've been watching a couple of the videos. There was one though, I can't remember if it's BMBF or UK, would be in BMBF, I'm guessing, where they suddenly chucked in abs and thighs in the figure. And I was like, oh, maybe it's Fit Body or whatever the equivalent is, I can't remember. But it wasn't, it was definitely figure. So that was interesting. But yeah, so I've been watching a few videos, and actually that's helped me with my confidence as well, because, you know, I'm not saying, oh, I would win, because I absolutely don't think I would, but I could hold my own on stage. You know, there's plenty of girls that I am better than, plenty of girls that are better than me, and that's all I want really, is as long as I am the best that I can be on stage, and I've done everything that I can do, then that's fine. And you know, we've talked before about, for me, it's discipline over motivation. I will tick every single box. I will do what is necessary. I'm not afraid of the hard yards. I'm not, you know, I'll buckle down and buckle down. I'll knuckle down and get done what needs to be done. It was quite interesting actually, because I don't listen to all of your YouTube's new podcasts, just because of time, and like we said before, I'm trying to find that time away a little bit from bodybuilding as well. But I did listen to the Jack Richardson one, and it was really interesting because there's quite a few similarities, and it just his mindset is, I think, is quite similar to mine. So I had, you know, chaotic childhood, disordered childhood, spent some time in care, lots of mental health issues, blah 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 blah. Not me, but in the family. So that was, and so I've always been really sort of, you know, I am who I am in spite of what happened to me, not because of what happened to me. You know, I'd never make an excuse and say, oh, I was like this because I was in care. Or I was like, and I was also homeless when I got divorced about 10, 11 years ago. So, you know, sofa surfing, the only safe place or good place I could take the boys overnight was at their dad's. And obviously I couldn't stay there overnight because our relationship had broken down. So with always seeing the boys, it was not on the terms that I would want, which was, you know, really difficult, and having to set the alarm at 4 a.m. so that I could get out of, so that I had the mental capacity to get out of bed at 7 o'clock to get to work and stuff. And I think I missed one day, and that was the when I was getting divorced, and that was the day after we had a horrendous fight, about 5 o'clock in the morning. And it all kicked off, and I went into work. So I kind of, a lot of what he said resonated with me, and that does carry through to the bodybuilding stage. You know, I always think I've got through much more difficult things than not being able to eat as much food as I like. You know, suicidal thoughts or whatever it might be. You come back from the brink, and then you're like, so I can't eat much for a day, or I've got to train when I'm tired. So yeah, and I really liked that. I really liked that episode. I quite like Jack. I watch a bit of his stuff. I don't, like I say, I'm not all consumed with bodybuilding, because I know that you'll tell me what I need to do, and that actually takes a little bit of that decision fatigue out for me. But I do watch him sometimes on Instagram, etc. And I like, he's funny. My brother-in-law's from Stoke as well. My younger sister lives up there, so the accent's familiar, and obviously a lot of my family are from Liverpool, and it's quite similar, and, you know, background and stuff. So yeah, I do like him. In terms of general mood and energy, my self-care, off the scale. I've got changed my board this time just to make it a bit more interesting. I've put my goals on there as well, and I'm marking it off when I'm doing it. So it's quite funny actually, because a couple of people have asked, well, you haven't got like steps or on there or training, and I'm like, because that goes without saying, that it's never even a consideration. But that has been really good. Stepmom is being a bit of a nightmare, but we're sorting it between us. My little sister's coming down from Stoke at the end of the week, so that's good. But yeah, self-care for me, it's my new routine. I stretch in the morning, I do yoga in the evening, I find time for mindfulness. I'm not scrolling on social media, I barely go on Facebook, all of those things, you know. COVID, Brexit, all the shit football banter that used to wind me up, don't even see it, and if I do, I just rise above it. So yeah, so general mood and energy has been fantastic. Same with work and family, etc. The only question, where are we? It's not really a question. We've talked about sleep, so yeah, pretty much sleep's been much better apart from that one day. I haven't taken Fade out yet. I want to keep that for emergencies if I need it. It's not really a question, but I've been thinking long and hard about. Obviously, really want to compete in August, and I'm laser focused on that. But what I don't want to do is save my best look for the British finals, because I know sometimes that's what you. And I'm not saying that I would qualify. That's not what I'm saying. But I know that we've got that in mind. And the reason for that is I'm sort of 60-40 that if I qualified I would do it, but I don't. I'm not 100%. And the reason for that is obviously last year was going to be off season, lots and lots of time to spend with family, friends, all of those social things. And obviously what happened has had a massive impact. And I just don't know if I want to spend another 7 or 8 weeks not being able to do that. Stuff with the boys or with friends. It's my best friend's 50th. And if that was in July, I wouldn't be going. Absolutely wouldn't be going. But I'm just... I've thought long and hard about it, and I'm not saying not, but the thing is, I think if I was younger and I knew that I could compete next year, then it'd be fine. I'd have this year as an off season, but I'm not going to compete next year. I'm going to be 50 next year. But this August, I want to give it my absolute all and my absolute best. But I don't know, balancing up everything else, and obviously we don't know where my stepmom will be at that time. I don't want to hold back on anything in case I qualify for the British final, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm sorry it's a bit longer, but I know there's a couple of extra bits in there that I just wanted to talk to you about, really, in terms of the podcast with Jack and also the British final. So I will let you go about your day now, and I will speak to you soon. All right, mate, take care, bye.